Hello guys, welcome back to this to another video. Today's video is gonna be a gonna basically jump straight to the point here. This is basically the review of the Vevor water cooler, the all-in-one water cooler, which I actually got right here. Here we have it. This is it. This is it. You know, water block and everything. And I basically want to review this. I kind of procrastinated this because I actually made a review of this 2 months ago actually, and I basically was so disappointed with this unit that I posted a review on this on Vevor's website, and this is where all the negativity from me and my side started. Basically, when I expect that when I'm gonna post a review of a product on a website, that is because I want to help others choosing the correct product, or basically choosing a product that's correct for them. And in this case, I would not recommend this product to anyone. And I said that basically in the review. This got 1 star from me. And what happened was Vevor actually did not post a review at all. They did not post a review. They sent me an email because they thought my unit was faulty. We went back and forth with communications on the email. We tested a bunch of stuff. They wanted to know the cables coming off the unit and into the unit and stuff like that. And yeah, you know, normal stuff to figure out what the issue could be. And basically they didn't believe me. That's basically the story of it. I have all the communication with the emails and stuff like that back and forth with them, and I basically told them that I believe I also said that this was I'm not sure what I said about this unit by word right now, but it is a pretty poor functioning unit, if that makes sense. But let's talk about this unit and talk about what's good about it and what is not that good about it. Well, the good things, it is quiet. The fans are unexpectedly very nice sounding. They have no hum to them like many PWM fans have. They spin at around 2000 RPM and they move quite a bit of air. At that speed, as I said, they are reasonably quiet. Decent fans. So, thumbs up for the fans. But I didn't pay for the fans. That was not why I bought this unit. The pump also, reasonably quiet. It has some inconsistency in the sound, but that's normal for a pump with liquid in it, because if it moves about, if it is air bubbles moving around in the system, you can on some units hear them. That's a pretty, for example, my older Cooler Master pump, or AIO, you could definitely hear that pump moving about some air. But the unit was functioning just fine, even though there was some air moving around the system. So I didn't have any cooling problems with that old Cooler Master pump. But with this thing, I definitely have. First of all, the pump unit is not installed in the block, unlike many other units. The pump on this is installed on the radiator. It's actually installed right up here, somewhere in here. And the thing is, this fan wire here is for the pump unit, and this should be connected to a water pump header on your motherboard. If you don't have a water pump header on your motherboard, I would strongly recommend you to install to hook this up to a separate header that is set to run at full fan speed or full speed at all times. So basically gets the raw 12 volts at all times. The fans, you can connect them straight to a standard CPU fan header, and they will control the fans, you know, like they should. And I connected basically this like I connect all my water coolers, and this thing performs like absolute ass, basically. So some comparisons. I tested this on a Xeon E5 2667 V2, which is an 8-core 16-thread CPU. Pushing about 115 watts TDP at stock speeds, and basically if you can keep the cooling under control, it's around 115 watts TDP. And with a Cooler Master Hyper 212 cooling that thing, like the old school Hyper 212, it managed about 59 degrees Celsius at max temperature with a room temperature of 25 degrees Celsius. At that time, the fan on the CPU was set to run at 100% because that's how I wanted to test it, because I wanted to test it basically at the best case scenario. So 59 degrees Celsius, max temp, after a 10 minutes long stress test on an open bench and running Cinebench continuously for 10 minutes. That's basically the highest temperature I got to. 59 degrees Celsius is perfectly reasonable for me. That is actually a very reasonable temperature, especially cooling down an 8 core of that generation. Which make that CPU score above a 7700K, which is very nice. And from experience, that CPU can actually do some gaming even today. But do not try to run the newest titles on that thing. You will get bottlenecked. Basically, this testing was because I wanted to test this thing on a compatible motherboard that I had, which had a CPU that could throw out some heat, challenge it a bit. And also with a Cooler Master, wow, what is that thing called? I will put it up on the screen here what that Cooler Master is called. The water cooler, it's also a dual 120, basically a 240mm radiator. And with that thing, it manages about 55 to 54 degrees Celsius, around somewhere in that range. And that is the exact unit with that air bubbling moving about. And that's a nice 5 degrees difference from the Hyper 212. And I will call that a pretty decent win. And that is not much above ambient temperatures. Remember, 25 degrees Celsius in the room is pretty hot in here when I do my testing. Because it's a quite small room with minimal ventilation. Which actually isn't really that good because I have a server closet or server rack right next to me here. And that kicks out some heat. So, but anyways, basically a worst case scenario because there are many countries and many locations in the world where it gets way hotter than 25 degrees Celsius even inside apartments because not everybody has AC. And 25 degrees Celsius I would call that a pretty standard temperature for a room to be in. So that's why I tested it, and that's why I thought that was a good temperature to test it. So Hyper 12, 59 degrees Celsius, the whatever that Cooler Master is called up on the screen. 5 degrees Celsius less, about 55 degrees Celsius, which is nice, isn't it? Pretty good. That said, I was running the Vevor fans on that Cooler Master because one of the fans on the factory Cooler Master is actually dead. They are very good fans when they work, but one of them are dead. But so I slap on the Vevor fans, which in theory should be worse because they also spin slower. And they have a different fan design where the Cooler Master fans are way bigger blades, which are shaped kind of differently. And they should perform better, they should move more air, and they should have more static pressure. So I slapped on the Vevor fans, It's a kind of a fair comparison, You can slap on those fans, see how they work. They have worked, What's the problem, The fans or basically the unit itself. So basically, the unit itself. As soon as I started the test, it was around before I started the test, leaving the system idling, resting, stuff like that, not doing anything. CPU was running about 31 degrees Celsius, which I thought, this is actually pretty nice. 31 degrees Celsius means that it actually runs slightly above ambient temperature, which is very good. So I thought, okay, so let's throw that Cinebench right at it. And I kid you not, I did not get through half of the first run before my CPU started thermal throttling. The Xeon E5 or E5 26 whatever V2s, they thermal throttle at around 85 degrees Celsius. And that's just how it is set up. I cannot change that. And I think that 85 degrees Celsius, when you're nearing that kind of a high temperature, you probably, with a water cooler especially, it's probably pretty hot, But 85 degrees Celsius immediately caused that CPU to immediately throttle down its performance. So the first run was almost as good as a Hyper 212, but the second one, I believe it fell with 1,500 points in Cinebench, which is absolutely horrible. So basically, do not buy it. I did check for the pump is running. It is running. It was running out. Not sure the fan speed. I believe the pump speed was about 2,100 RPM, something like that, and the fan speed were around 2,000 RPM. As I said, they're running at full speed, no BIOS adjustments ever, anything like that. I just basically turned off Q-fan, which is called an ASUS motherboard, which basically stocks all the fans to 100%. It doesn't try to control them at all. And yeah, thermal throttling on a old 8-core Xeon on a 240mm radiator. I was so hopeful because the unboxing experience, as I said, was if you haven't seen that video, go check it out. The unboxing experience was nice. A decent quality packaging. The unit feels nice. I mean, picking it up, feeling it out, feeling the block, feeling everything, it seems like a good unit. Well, as I showed in the unboxing video, the fans have this kind of a 3D printed look to them. I don't know if you can see this. Yeah, some lines. It's actually trying to focus on my face right now. Come on, camera! Well, if you saw it, you saw it. If you didn't see it, well, check the review, you know? Yeah, feels good. Has a decent length on the connectors. It has the display on it. And the included software, which you have to download by a link, which is specified in the manual, which is not an easy link to download, which was a bit sketchy. The software is fine. Nothing special about it. It's pretty low quality software, but it does exactly what it wanted to do, and basically it shows CPU temperature and GPU temperatures on its block, which is fine, and nothing special about it. There's not a LCD that you can run a picture on, something like that, or a video or a GIF like I do on my Corsair unit in there, but it's basically for showing temperatures. So you can, I believe you can change it from Celsius to Fahrenheit, and I believe you can choose what sensor it's going to read from. But I haven't gotten too much into it because I was so disappointed by the unit, I just disconnected everything and I put it away. So, Vevor not posting my review, which is a big no-no for me. That is actually why I'm basically saying to you, do not buy this unit at all. Do not buy it. This is a horrible customer service from Vevor. The honesty is just plummeting there because they won't even post a review. And Vevor, if you're seeing this video, shame on you, man. This was priced low, yes, but you would expect something of this unit to actually perform something, you know? If you want to buy a cheap 240mm rad, buy a Thermalright. You know, they are so cheap now. They're decent coolers. Just buy a Thermalright. Do not even consider this Vevor unit. I know that Vevor has a lot of different products on their site, and I do not speak about those products right now. I'm not reviewing those products. There could be a lot of products on their site that are perfectly fine, and but I do not have any experience with those. But I've seen reviews by other products that they have. I do know they have compressors, like diesel heaters, stuff like that. And they have a lot more than you think they have. And they're probably good products. But this particular water unit, AIO water cooler for CPUs, not a very good product. It's not a good product at all. It's considered good. So, what did I get out of this cooler buying it for what I paid for it? Well, I got 2 fans. And then daisy changed. Which is fine. Except if one of them dies, you're pretty much screwed. Because they do not daisy chain with a factory normal connector. They have their special connector. But yeah, I got a fans. I got some mounting materials that I could maybe use with a different cooler. Yeah, that's my review on the unit. And I hate making bad reviews, man. It's, I want to taste good product, but this time it was not. So, thank you for watching this video, guys. Please do not buy this at all. And if you're considering buying it, do not buy it. If you know somebody who's about to buy it, make sure to either point them to this video or tell them to buy something else. You know, something from a reputable brand. Man, my English today is broken. Something from a known brand. I know Thermalright is considered a known brand now, but even not Thermalright, even Cooler Master, Corsair, they make, well, they were probably kind of overpriced by this point, but they make good coolers. Asus make coolers. There are many different coolers out there that you can buy, and there are from many other brands I haven't even named that yet. But for my personal choice, I will go for a Thermalright cooler because of the price. By the reviews I've seen from both Gamers Nexus and many others, they are very good for the price. So buy that instead. Do not even consider this Vevor unit. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope this video is helpful to some of you, and I guess I'm seeing you in another video. Be sure to be subscribed if you're not, and take care.